glass silage, and glass silage. Okay, so we can pick up those 4. That's good. Okay. Transport position, and let's go get these unloaded. Let's go sit in the cab again. That's one of the things I've found doing Farm Sim 25. Driving in cab is a bit easier than driving third person. In Track Sim, I always drive in cab. I can't do the driving back here thing in a truck. I just end up weaving all over the road. And I guess that's fair enough. My tractor's doing 25 miles an hour. My truck's doing 70. So if you're constantly adjusting the steering, you're going to set up quite a serious weave at 70 miles an hour. And it's just easier to do little adjustments from the cab because you've got a better view of the road, of where you're driving. Now on this map, because of the tree overhangs at points along this road, it's just easier to be in cab. But I'm not going too fast that I'm just going to set up a horrible weave as we drive. Also on the field, it tends to be easier to see what you're doing if you can see the piece of equipment behind you. Now normally, obviously in real life, what I'm going to be doing is, I didn't press it enough times. There we go. Press it again. Crashing into the light pole. Okay. But yeah, with the trees along here, it's just easier to drive in cab so that you're not driving into the hedges, at least most of the time. But Farm Sim 25, I find I'm driving in cab a lot more than I have been in previous versions of Farm Sim. I don't know why, but again, could be the amount of foliage and shadows. Oh, that was it. Because in the real world, what you would be doing is you would be driving along and then sort of checking behind you, and you can see how long it takes to turn my head round. I end up driving through things I shouldn't be driving through. So there's no snap move. The visibility or the adjustment of where you're looking is really slow. So it's not like Snap 2. Now I think Farm Sim 25 does have, someone added a mod which, that was European Truck Simulator. Euro Truck Simulator just got an update so that if you use the numeric keypad, it will position you so you're looking that way. You can look that way, you can look that way, but it jumps. So you look that way, and then when you push face forward, it jumps. There's no panning. You can adjust the pan rate so you can look sideways, and then when you press look front, it will pan evenly round until you're looking front and then stop. So you get, part of the problem with, playing these sorts of games is I could probably benefit from having eye tracking software or, a VR set, so that when you look from side to side, your view pans evenly from side to side. But okay, let's drive up the field. I don't think I've got the auto load turned on at the moment, so that's good. Drive close to that. No, I don't. Okay. So we'll drive down the field here. I think that double there. Go check on this one. Grass silage. Grass silage. Grass silage. There's a lot of bales here. Let's check all of these, because these have all rolled down from up there. Grass silage, grass silage. Grass silage. Oh. Maybe I'm mistaken. I was expecting at least some of these to be grass fermenting. Grass silage. Grass silage. Well, I am somewhat surprised, but it looks like all of these are done. Okay, well, I'm going to call them all cooked, so I'll turn on the pickup and start collecting. Actually, yeah, what looks good, driving down here. But yeah, in the real world you lean, so by leaning forwards, leaning backwards, it improves your three-dimensional point of view. In Farm Sim and Truck Sim you can't do that, so you get a static image and it's very difficult to gauge depth of field. Where in a 3D space is that bale? I know I'm driving close to it, but I don't know how far forwards it is. How far forwards do I have to go? Makes using loader arms difficult, because I can't tell when I'm at the back looking to spike something, and so I have to come around to this angle to see where I am in relation to how far the spikes are into it. And then on top of that, I still need to be able to line it up, so still predominantly I want the camera at this angle so I can see where the thing is in relation to my vehicle laterally, but then I need to know how far into it I am, and that's not quite so easy to tell. But if you lean from side to side, it gives you depth perception, but computer games don't give you that depth. That one up, we'll grab that one. Push that button there. Off we go. Okay, what's this? Load 4? 50,000 a time. Might be 5, I don't know. Oh, it's okay. We're making money. We haven't looked at the store today, have we? We looked at it last night. Let's jump in there. Jump in the cab. Let's stay warm. Surf riding not good at this time of year. Well, it's 13 degrees Celsius. So it's not exactly that cold out. I mean, obviously sitting on a bale on a trailer at 25 miles an hour, there's probably a fair amount of wind, so it's probably a bit nippy. But going to get to here. We'll sell this load, and then I'm going to do a quick check on the store. That might be close enough. No. That might be close enough. Oh. There's the ones. Unload. Reset. Okay, so let's have a look at the store. We have, ooh, what's that? Oh, an extractor. Ah, we have some things here. So we've got a poop truck. We can move our poop around if we want to. In 30,000 litre loads. That's fine. That goes behind the truck. We've got nothing new down here. So the other thing I wanted to check was animals. Okay, so these are kind of expensive. This one is 17, 22, 25, 26, and a milk truck. Might need a milk truck later. 22, 25, 26. Now I could buy one of these. $240. We do have the money for it now. So I'm not. It's something I know I can afford, so that's good. We're going to need to buy the dairy. That's probably about 100,000, but we've still got 6 more trips, at least 5 more trips of bales. So that's 250,000 money. I don't think we're going to have a problem buying the dairy. We don't need the dairy till spring. It's good to plan ahead. Oh, that tractor needs repair again. Service. So does the trailer soon. So worry about that in a while, I guess. Back into the field and find ourselves some bales. The sun's getting low in the sky. So I think we're now getting to the point where the crop sensors on the sprayer can't see. So this is about time of year to spray the field. Kind of like doing the top end of the field. We can collect on the way to the top end, and we collect on the way back, but it does progressively shorten our journeys up and down the field. I need to plant some grass in that corner. I might look at doing, depends on the snow, but I might look at doing a lot of that stuff off camera. When am I going to be off camera? I'm never going to be off camera. We've got streams the next 3 days, and I'm not playing Farm Sim 24/7 for the next 3 days. So maybe I'll fix those corners when it comes to the arable planting in spring. Kind of like that plan. Because I do plan to split this field. I spent so much time making this a one big field, and it's really impressive, and you can grow lots of stuff in it, but it is totally impractical, and horseplay doesn't particularly like it that much. So I'm gonna split it up into 3 smaller fields. We'll have a fairly large one for maize. We'll grow sunflowers, and I might grow something like sorghum. I think there's an achievement for growing 60,000 litres of, growing and selling 60,000 litres of sorghum, so I might try and pack that in. Obviously, I don't think we're going to go another year here, so we'll only have 1 harvest, but it does mean that I can come back to this game save and finish up those things. There's another one achievement that I've discovered. I did actually manage to do it in 19, but I don't think I've done it in 22 yet, which is play a farm, stop playing it, and then after 12 months go back and play it again. And that's an achievement. So I don't think I've got any farms in Farm Sim 22 that are that old, that I've got all of the mods available for it, because unfortunately new PC, I think I've got all the mods for 22. I don't have all the mods for 19. That was the problem. So none of the game saves I have in Farm Sim 19 are usable, because I don't have all of the mods each of them had at the time, including, in a lot of cases, the map, which is kind of important. Okay, so try it this way. Okay. That was a rough landing, but again, that's good. But I think the only game I own that I've actually got all the achievements for is Farm Sim 17. But for 19, I think I've only got cows and pigs to breed, because we had all of those sheep on Oakfield Farm. And yeah, when you've got 1,500 sheep and you're breeding 1,500 sheep every year, or at least 750 a year, you get the 20 or the 30, 40 you needed to breed for the achievement. That takes you like half a day to achieve that. But I never did cows as a serious effort on 19, and I almost never do pigs. We did pigs on Lawfolds just because, you know, it's like, okay, Farm Sim 19's come out, I'm looking for a map, and as soon as the map's here, we're moving. But while I'm here, I might as well do the pigs and do the sheeps and do the... We had sheep and cows, but, you know, do the pigs and all the rest of it. So... that was Lawfolds. But for Oakfield Farm, I just never ever got around. And it didn't really lend itself. I could have done cows because the cow pasture was just off the main yard. But the pigs were in a completely different yard, so I would have to have bought a whole new farm in order to do the pigs. And couldn't be bothered. I could, and all I'm thinking was I could go back and do something like load up Old Stream Farm and just breed pigs and sheep, or pigs and cows, and be done. And that wouldn't take long on Old Stream Farm. Unfortunately, the Old Stream Farm is not available on Mod Hub anymore, so not happening. There are quite possibly some other farms I could well, there aren't any other farms I could download, so I'm kind of stuck with the Giants Farm Sim 19 maps, which means I have to buy the land, buy the farm, buy the animals, buy the food, and place them all. Well, I didn't really want to go back, but okay. That's the last one. Oh! I was expecting to pick the one on the right up, and it picked the one on the left up. So then I drove over the one on the right. But yeah, I can get those two done. For Farm Sim 22, I've got dozens of... I've probably got a dozen achievements to do. Obviously, we did cows. We didn't do sheep or pigs. I did chickens during my early tests of Farm Sim 22 before I started streaming on it, just to get used to the changes. But there's growing sorghum, there's growing cotton. I think you have to sell 60 cotton bales. And it did say in one go. And a lot of people said, yes, you have to save them all up and then sell them in one go. But there was also suggestion that one of Giant's patches might have fixed that, so all you have to do is make 60 cotton bales over the course of your farm and then sell them as you go, which makes more sense because obviously I don't want to be sitting on 60 bales at $10,000 a bale, whatever it is, and not have any income for the farm for 10 years until I've actually made the 60 bales I need to sell. Sorghum is another crop that you need to grow and sell. I think 60,000 litres. And then there's a couple of other things you need to do as well. Alrighty. Oh, that one. Doink. Yes. Ah! We missed. There we go. But yeah, I think most of the achievements I do for Fan 19 will be off camera. I think I've got to go back to all of the Giants maps and do all of the collections as well. And I think you can tag them on the map if you've got the Easier Developer toolkit. So I may take advantage of that and just run around and do all the collections, just for completeness sake, not for any seriousness of, oh look, there's a collection, I will collect that. Oh, I made $5,000. That's kind of what I'm doing in Farm Sim 25 at the moment on Riverbend. Is I'm just wandering around every so often and oh, I can collect something here. Let's pick up whatever it is. Does that? Oh, that's the camera change button. Okay. Still a lot of bales here. And we didn't turn it on. Okay, let's turn it on now. And it's still not turned on. Press F2 and try again. Yes, okay. So yeah, the collection, and we did do the collections on Lawfolds, but the collection on Lawfolds was 100 pieces of gold in a single field, which once I found out where they were, that took 20 minutes to just run around the field and pick them all up. And that got you £1 million, which was kind of handy for the farm, but yeah, by that stage in the play, it's like, yay, I got another £1 million. What am I going to do with it? But the assumption had been, back in Farm Sim 17, the assumption had been that mostly only Goldcrest Valley had collections. The other map on that release was the Russian one, Sosnovka. And that didn't have any collections on it. That was a pre-Farm Sim 19 map. I think it was Farm Sim 15 Gold Edition or something like that. End of year release DLC. And but a lot of map makers added collections, but only a few of them said, yeah, we added a collection to this. And Lawfolds didn't know it. He did not know that there was gold. One person did get into trouble for placing gold nuggets on his map because he placed all 100 on a single point. So when you walked up to that point, you just got, yep, you've just completed the achievement, 100 gold collected, congratulations, here's £1 million. And, you know, Giants were like, no, if you're going to do it, it's a treasure hunt. You can't put them all in one location. Lawfolds was close to being a bit cheaty because they were all in one single field that wasn't part of the farm. So it wasn't a field you'd walk into and plough or anything like that. It was just this grass field at the top of a hill with a fence around it. But, yeah, since then a lot of people have added collections to their maps, and Giants have changed it so rather than find the 100 collectibles, you could do the achievement whether you were playing Goldcrest or any of the mod maps. They've changed it so it's find all the collections on specific map. So find all the collections on Erlengratt, find all the collections on Riverbend Springs. It's not an achievement just to find collections. Alrighty. So push that button, push that button. Seriously. Push that button and drop it. Yay. Okay. We're definitely more than 10% income.